McKenzie Greve with the Ar-We-Va Rockets joining us here tonight at the Wildcat Relays in Carroll. McKenzie, I know you just finished up the 200, the Open 200. How is the meet going for you and for the girls tonight?
Well, I think for the girls it's going really well. I think right now we're placed at second, so that's awesome. We were really excited about this one because we knew we should do pretty well. And for me, I think I can always do better, but Coach says I do okay. But
how'd the 200 go for you tonight? How'd you feel at the start?
Well, my calf started cramping up, so that did not go very well. And I like the 4x2s better than the sprint 2s because I'm not very good at those. And Anderson said we're just trying things out this track meet.
So what does he have you in tonight?
I'm in the 4x1. And I'm also in the Sprint 100 and the Sprint 200.
So what other races have you completed already tonight?
I only have the 4x1 left. So
how did you do in your other races tonight?
I did okay on the 100. I always think I can do better though. So, and the 200 was all right, but I don't think I did anything great.
Well, McKenzie, the other reason why we wanted to talk to you tonight, kind of a special day coming up for you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I know that you're going to be joined by some of your teammates down in Des Moines. It's something that you go to every year. Why don't you go ahead and kind of tell the people what this event is?
Okay, well, we go and walk for JDRF, which I have juvenile diabetes, and we go and walk in Des Moines, and we get a bunch of money from people, and people are so generous. Like, it just makes me so happy to see how generous people are to me. And Anderson actually made it mandatory that they all go down, so that was really touching to me. And we just walk around the skywalks in Des Moines, and then in between it we kind of get a break, and then you can see diabetics food that's good for them but still good to eat, like ice cream, but it has really low carbs, so that's always a plus. I enjoy going to it to see how many people have to go through this every day. I would not even know what it was until I experienced it firsthand. And it's just crazy how many people have to go through this every single day. You give yourself shots all the time, and people don't really understand that it is life-changing, and you just it just means so much that all these people come out to support you and everything. So
can you take us and kind of tell us what a normal day is for you dealing with juvenile diabetes?
I usually wake up and I have to check my blood sugar, and if it has to be between 130 and 150, around there. And if it's high, then I feel I can always tell if it's not good. So I always make sure in the night I have a snack before I go to bed. So in the morning that it's so fine, so I don't have to wake up in the middle of the night and feel low. And then when I get ready, I always have to eat breakfast. It's just a necessity, otherwise you just don't feel good the rest of the day. And then right before lunch, I had to check my blood again. And then you have to eat lunch, and then I have a pump, which I put how many carbs I am intaking. And that's a lot of work at first, you're very overwhelmed with it, but then you just get used to it. And right now, if you would ask me, I can basically tell you how much carbs are in a lot of the foods. And I'm kind of picky, so I know what foods are what because I don't really try new things. And then after that, if I have PE or something, I have to make sure my blood's good for that. And I'll probably have a granola bar before PE so that it's okay. And then I will go home. Well, then I'll have track, so then I always have to have a juice and a granola bar to make sure my levels stay good. And Anderson's really good about that. He won't let me do anything unless it's 130 because he always says we don't need to call the ambulance, there's no reason. If you can't do it, we don't have to push you. So that's the main reason I like track, because Anderson understands what I have to deal with and how I go through something different than everyone else. And then I'll go home and I'll eat eat supper, and I usually eat supper around the same time because it's good for a diabetic to have regular meals So then we'll eat supper and I'll have to check my blood again and then take insulin. And then before I go to bed, I always have to have a snack. So make sure it stays level through the night so I don't get low. So like I don't pass out in the middle of the night or get too high and can't sleep. So.
How many years have you been going to Des Moines?
Well, this will be my 3rd year. I've had diabetes for about 3 years now in April. So it's been a big change in our lives. I'll never forget the day I got diagnosed.
Can you tell, what did you think when you heard the words?
Well, I went to church one night and I like lost 20 pounds. I was really skinny, so everyone could tell there was something wrong with me, and they knew that it was not good, and some people thought like I was anorexic, some people thought I wasn't eating, which was not true. I was eating, I just didn't take enough, I just didn't have insulin in me, so I couldn't. And then Rosemary Cameron, she's one of my neighbors, she's also the elementary principal, thought that I had diabetes and I didn't know what it was. So we went home and we looked like online about what it was, and Mom thought that was a really high possibility that I had that. So we went over to Carol, to Dr. Carol, and I was in school, and then I left school and thought I would be back. I was telling everyone I'll be back, you know, I'm fine. But I ended up going to Carol, and Dr. Carol took a few tests, and he knew right when he looked at me that I had type 1. But he wanted to make sure and stuff because he didn't want to scare us. And then he told me, and then one thing that I always remember is he always said to me, if you have diabetes, will it hold you back, or will it just be something else in your life you have to deal with? And I told him it's just another thing I had to go through every day, and so he was really proud of me. And then he sent me right away to Des Moines, and I went straight to Des Moines to my endocrinologist and my diabetes educator and my diabetes doctor, and they just told me what went on. They stayed there. We were there till like 5, 6, 7, and we just stayed there, and they just took me through everything, and I got everything controlled, and they were very nice. Like my doctor, she gave me her home number just in case if we had any troubles, because at that point no one in my family had it, so we were really nervous, like we didn't know what to do. But then I got it figured out, and then I'll never forget, after we went out to eat to Culver's, because with type 1 you can eat whatever, it doesn't matter. You just can't have like candy, and I can't have regular pop, which is fine with me, but I can eat whatever, just make sure I take insulin. So I ordered what I wanted at Culver's. We got all the carbs figured out, and then when I got it, it was wrong. So then it was just like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? But we got it figured out, so that was a plus. I was very glad, and people are really nice about it. Like, they got my order, like redid my order. They didn't care, they understood, and it was just really nice to like, because I was overwhelmed, and then all of a sudden they got my menu wrong. I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do now? But they figured it out, so that was nice.
Well, I tell you what, McKenzie, I wish you the best of luck up there, and congratulations about having your whole team go up with you tomorrow.
Thank you, it means a lot.
You bet. Thank you for joining us.
Yep, bye.